On the commuter crisis, last week we told you that the state of Rhode Island is suing 13 companies over the Washington Bridge failure.
But what's the state's end of the blame game? As NBC 10's Gabrielle Caracciolo asks. She's live in studio tonight. Gabrielle.
While the lawsuit has been filed, we still haven't seen the forensic report ordered to explain everything that went wrong with the Washington Bridge. The state's lawyers have declined to answer questions about if they found the Department of Transportation to be partially responsible for the commuter crisis.
As new orange fencing signals the latest step towards demolishing the condemned Washington Bridge, 13 companies are preparing their responses to the state's lawsuit. They're being sued for negligence and breach of contract, accused of failing to notify the state of problems with the bridge.
More likely than not, some of the defendants, upon answering this, will say that we also have a claim against the state because the state didn't do this or that.
NBC 10 legal analyst Mark Dana says if the state is found to be partially responsible, that would limit how much money the lawsuit could recover.
One entity may be 2% liable and will pay only 2% of the damages. Another entity may be 50%, another entity up to 100%, maybe 25%.
Some companies may cut their losses early and agree to settle. Others may want to fight it out in court. As the legal process plays out, more information about exactly what happened is likely to come to light. But it's possible not everyone at fault can be sued. In Rhode Island, the statute of repose is 10 years.
Meaning that you cannot, once a contractor on this bridge substantially completed the job consistent with the contract, the plaintiff has 10 years by which to bring a suit.
That's one possible explanation for why Lichtenstein and Associates isn't listed as a defendant. According to the lawsuit, they found some of the earliest problems with the bridge. Their 1992 inspection of the bridge said cracks were unlikely to continue to grow. But the lawsuit says, quote, as future inspections later revealed, however, that prediction was wrong.
Now, that law also explains why the company that came up with the unusual design of the bridge isn't being sued here either. We've often heard state leaders blame the complex design for some of the problems. And one benefit to the state here, Rhode Island's statute of repose is actually one of the longest in the country. In Massachusetts and Connecticut, that law only allows for a lawsuit up to 6 or 7 years after a contract is completed. In studio, Gabrielle Caracciolo, NBC 10 News.